Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Tank and Trucker, and today we're going to do a review of the IKV-103. It's like the new, better, best Hetzer. It's a tier 5 with a gun that just is not forgiving when you hit somebody. A tier 5 that can rip on average about 300 hit points off of your enemy team. The only drawback that I can really say about it is the ammunition loadout is heat, both type, which is kind of strange. It's a first. I don't think I've ever seen any tanks in the game that both their rounds, premium and standard, were heat. I've seen where they were both APCR, like your Type 5 Heavy. Both your premium and standard round are just not APCR, but AP rounds. I'm sorry. And now they do have the like Wagon that's got like APCR for their premium and standard, but never seen heat for both their premium and standard rounds. And to be honest with you, you got to shoot a lot of heat, a lot of heat, a lot of premium rounds out of this, because standard only gives you 120 pen. And your premium round, it only bumps you up to 140, but 140 seems to be a cutoff where you can penetrate stuff, whereas when I'm shooting stuff with 120, it just doesn't do anything. It might pop the track up, that's about it. Hit them straight on, like Type 5 or T1 Heavies and stuff, doesn't even go through it, just bounces. So you end up shooting a lot of heat, premium rounds. I'm not used to saying heat as your standard round too. So yeah, you end up shooting a lot of premium rounds on this, but you'll still make money. And I had a match in this, but we're gonna go over the we're gonna go ahead and review it real quick. And so what you get: 350 hit points for a tier 5 tank destroyer, which is pretty standard. Your hull armor is non-existent. I mean, you get hit in this, especially HE shells hit you, you're done. 350 hit points if KV-2 hit you. Yeah, he just erased you. You have 18 frontal armor, 7 on the sides, and 12 in the rear, which is kind of strange that you got more in the rear than you do the sides, but it's a pretty sharp-looking little tank destroyer. Put me a little King Cobra on there because he bites you. It's got a hell of a gun. I wish the penetration were a little more. So far, with loading the premium rounds, I haven't had any trouble going through stuff. But like I said, standard rounds, you'll bounce quite a few. So, speaking of the ammunition, let's go over the gun real quick. Rate of fire is 5.41, and I'll give you the stats that are stock and stats that I have with my loadout. Average penetration for your standard round is 120, premium is 140, so it only bumps you up 20, but it makes a difference. Average damage is 300, which is freaking awesome for a tier 5. Average damage per minute is 1622. Dispersion is 0.42. Aim time is 2.1 seconds. Alright, now the way I've got mine set up, I went with gun lane drive, gun rammer, and binocular telescopes. I didn't use vents on it because it does have a pretty good aim time, but I wanted a better aim time so that, you know, you make those shots count. And from a distance, let me tell you, this is, you lob the shells. I mean, you literally lob the shells. So they you know, the speed that they come out of the barrel just is not that fast. So at long distance, it is hard to hit your targets, but you'll see it's doable. But it's just not easy. So the way mine's set up with the crew, I'm working on the first crew skill. I'm going all camo on it. But so the rate of fire, the way mine is set up right now, is 6.26. My reload is 9.6 seconds. Gun traverse is 18.77, and the hull traverse is 13.38. So it doesn't spin too fast. So if you get a fast, medium, or light, they can circle you and take you out. So you got to be careful of that. Gun depression is -12. Elevation is 20. So that's nice. You can work ridge lines. Your gun traverse from left to right is 10. So you can go to the left 10 and to the right 10. So it's all right. Aim time with the way mine's set up is 1.83 seconds, and dispersion is 0.4. Average damage per minute is 1879. Like I said, you get 350 hit points, which, you know, that's pretty standard for a tier 5 tank destroyer. Don't get hit with HE because they will eliminate you pretty quick. It's a 9.2 ton tank, so don't ram stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty light tank destroyer, so don't ram stuff because it'll take you out. You get 175 horsepower Briggs & Stratton motor. Specific power to weight is actually 19.13, which is pretty good for that small of a motor, but obviously it's a light tank destroyer too. Top speed is 60 and forward, reverse is 20, and you'll get up to those speeds pretty quick. Traverse was 33.38. Like I said, try and stay back away from your mediums and lights because they can circle you. Concealment is freaking phenomenal. It is 35.6 setting still. So yeah, it's like a really invisible tank destroyer. View range isn't the best. That's why I went with the nods. It's 343 with the nods. That takes it quite a ways out. And your signal range is 525. So that's what you get for it. And what do I think of it? Well, just watch this replay and you tell me. So here we are on Siegfried Line. There we go. So here we're on Siegfried Line, and I couldn't have started out in a, I won't say worse spot, because it actually was actually a good spot, because it put me over here by the trees where I wanted to set up in this little rascal anyways. And you can see down here, you know, anything lower than me is the two T-67s that are platooned up, and then you got little old me and the IKV-103. Yeah, let's get to speed up the timer a little bit. And I'm going to let it go ahead and run at its normal speed so you can see exactly what you're getting into. How fast it can climb hills and turn and all this other stuff. So you can see it's, you know, it's actually still not bad. Going 11, 12 kph going up a hill, and this is a big hill. It's not a tiny one. You know, once I start cresting it, she starts picking up speed pretty quick. But then I get into my little friendly bush here. Stay back just far enough where, you know, and my knots kicked on. Here's this KV-85. He must have a death wish. So it's kind of a low roll, but 272 hitting a KV-85. It's not, I mean, or tier 5, what are you gonna, I mean, geez, oh Pete's, that's pretty freaking awesome. I was hoping to get a shot off on some of them guys over there, but they got back behind those houses too freaking quick. I was hoping that Fury wanted to play Russian roulette and pop out there one more time, because I would have plugged him a good one. And I do carry some standard rounds in this, but at KV-1, I actually hit him. You know, obviously he went and visited tank there, but I was able to hit him. And that's why towards the end of the match, you'll see that the damage that shows that I did down here was only like 800 or 900 or something. And that's because I had that blind shot on that KV-1, which I hit him for 357 or something like that. It was a good freaking hit. There's that T1 Heavy. And you can see, oh, I knocked the track out, but you can see how far I'm leading the rounds to hit targets. The velocity of these shells is not really that good. But his side was still popped out there, so I was able to hit him and take him out. And when I wiggle up and down like that with my reticle, it's because the way it is with the name of the tanks and stuff, it's higher, and the tank itself sits lower than what where you see the like the medium or the tank destroyer emblem with the amount of hit points they have. The tank is actually lower than that, so I kind of wiggle a reticle up and down that way. If I kind of bump the reticle into where the tank actually is, it'll light up, and then I can figure out where they're at. Otherwise, if I aim straight at where the little like medium thing is there, the picture, the little medium emblem, or the hit points just below that, you'll never be aimed at the tank. I was hoping to hop around the corner and finish him off, but somebody snagged him. But I pop out, and I pay for it here when I hit this. So I hit T25-2 for 316, and he hit me for 220, something like that. I saw that Cromwell over there, and I wanted to get a nice shot in on him. Couldn't hit that tank destroyer, but Cromwell, I could hit. Bye-bye. So you got to make sure the reticle shrinks all the way in, but this does shrink in pretty darn quick, so, you know, you can get your shots off, but like, you know, it's a derp gun, though. I mean, the rounds, the velocity of the rounds is not fast, so, you know, they sail into the target. So you got to really aim in good, you know, make sure you take your time and aim in and let it shrink all the way in. I was hoping to get a slug in on this KV-2, but that was all she wrote. So anyways, yeah, see, it shows I only did 829 damage, but I ended up doing 1100 and something. So that KV-1, I plugged him for a good amount. But I'm just like a kid in a candy store in this little thing. I mean, tier 5 tank that whacks people for over 300 hit points. I didn't. I was gonna say I didn't shoot any HE, but you don't get any. You get, like I said, two heat rounds for your standard and your premium. I do carry 6 standard heat rounds, but I've tried shooting them at even medium armored stuff, and it doesn't go through. But I carry them just in case, like a T67 or an M4, or you know, something that's got kind of, you know, crappier armor comes around, or I see them coming up. I'll, you know, switch rounds over, load a standard heat round, and take a slug at him with that, and save a little bit of money. But anyways, so yeah, that's the little beast of a tank destroyer. I like it, I really do. You know, normally when you're down in the tier 4 of this one, which I'm going to do a review on next, that hits for even more. That's a tier 4, and it hits on an average of 350 damage per hit. I'm like, holy crap. But it's nice because normally when you're in a 3 and a tier 4 and a tier 5, you're hitting for 110 hit points and of damage, and you know, you might get 1 or 2 shots off and, you know, get taken out. Well, with this little gizmo, well, you know, you're knocking 300 some hit points off. You know, you're making a substantial difference in how fast the enemy tanks can be taken out. And I mean, it's really nice to make, you know, you're making a difference in the match when you're knocking that much off of a tier 6 or tier 7. And yeah, you'll see tier 7s. I've seen T29s in this thing, and it ain't fun. So anyways, stick around for a minute for the post-game stats, and you guys take her easy. So here are the results from that match, and it was a nice one. Not too bad, considering I was almost the smallest tank on the team, and I scored 3rd highest on the team. And so you got to, as you saw, I stayed quite a ways back, but with that camo rating, you know, I'm able to shoot and not even light. So their T25-2, I moved up on him to get a shot on him, because he was about, you know, getting down there with him and another couple tanks being it. I wanted to get a little more damage before the match is over, so I knocked out his driver, hit him for 316, so I got a nice roll rate there. I mean, average damage is 300, so a tier 5 whooping on a tier 7, that's kind of, you know, and my gun does more damage than his, so nah. On the KV-85, I hit him, knocked out his driver, and there must be some sort of bug in it. You got to move it so you can actually highlight. There we are. And I hit him for 272, so a little roll there, you know, but, you know, you just got to deal with RNG. Cromwell, he popped out. He only had 163 hit points, and I finished him off. KV-1, hit him for 357. Talk about an awesome roll. A tier 5 hitting for 357. I mean, that's hitting for tier, you know, what tier 10's hit for. I'm not complaining. T1 Heavy, I was able to take his track off, and he paid for that. I hit him for 78 and finished him off, but when I tracked him at first, the team was able just to shred him, because he got pretty well erased. So I ended up getting 2 kills and did 1,186 damage, 3rd highest on the team. I had 6 shots, 6 hit, 5 pen. I did bounce 1. From a distance of more than 300 meters, I did 598 damage. I did get hit 1 time, and it did pen me, and obviously with that armor, you can see why. I spotted one vehicle, hit 5, destroyed 2, and damage caused to my assistance was 582, and I believe that was on the T1 Heavy? Can't answer. Yeah, the T1 Heavy. Duh. I shot all premium heat, and I still made 247 whopping credits. So at least I made something, you know. So, anyways, this was Tank and Trucker. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Maybe you'll be able to win some prizes if I get myself up to 100 subscribers. Giving away a free tank, some premium time in gold, and credits. So, please subscribe, and, you know, if you get 100 people, that's pretty good odds of winning yourself a free tank or some moolah. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.